This video is an overview of the new features in version 12 of MPanel Shade Designer. During startup of the new version, you'll be informed of a new database being added and asked to confirm your acceptance. Your old database will be backed up and named as customhardware.bak. Then we hide the log to complete the startup. The database changes include a new field added to the hem edge database and the addition of a new seams database. Editing the edge database shows we have a new field called hem fold to guide. In this example we have 50mm or 2-inch webbing. The default fold to value is set to 0 to be compatible with previous versions of the software, and the guideline will be drawn on the finished sail edge or the hem fold line. If instead we want an actual fold to guideline, then we'd change this to 50mm, and the guide will be drawn 50mm or 2 inches in from the finished sail edge, or 100mm 4 inches from the sail cut edge. The new seams database allows us to add seam or lap guides to either side of a panel. The seam style of old Shade Designer files prior to version 12 are labelled unnamed to ensure compatibility. Editing the seams database shows we have 3 default seam types which we can change or rename, and by clicking on the plus sign we can add additional seam styles. The standard seam style will add the specified internal seam width value, here it's 12mm or ½ inch, to both seam edges, and if seam guides are checked and set to 0, the guidelines will represent the seam center line, the same as previous versions of the software, and the seam width will be 24mm. If seam guides are set to greater than 0, then guidelines are drawn inside from the seam center line. So if we set this to 12mm, the seam guide would be drawn 12mm from the seam center line and 24mm from the panel cut edge. We provide 2 other examples as guides only. You may wish to rename these to suit your operational requirements. The lap L to R seam produces a 50mm lap seam, 25mm added to both fabric edges, with the right panel edge lapping the left panel edge, and a seam guide is added to the left panel edge 25mm in from the seam center line, 50mm in from the fabric edge, and no guide is drawn on the right panel edge. We've updated the Reports tab with a new high-resolution report generator, which is described in detail in a separate video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or need any additional videos, please contact support@mpanel.com.